Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Breaking a 1971 Topps Vending Box. So far, we've had 9 parts. We've gone through 142 cards. These are some of the ones we've gotten thus far. I would say our last 2 breaks have been a little more on the common happy side. And because of that, since before I always had a 71 set sitting out here for luck, I'm going to switch it up and we'll go with a 67 set. That's a set I happen to have complete. And the reason I picked 67 is, one, it's just a really cool set. Nice big pictures, really colorful. And the other is there are 2 rookies, probably the biggest 2 rookies in this set. Tom Seaver, as you see right there, sitting right next to, looks like Squints from the Sandlot, and Rod Carew right there. And both those cards happen to be in this 67 or this 71 vending series that we are opening. So here's the box again. We've been going from that same spot pretty much every time. Try for another 15 or so cards. Get them out carefully, and we'll see what we get. So right on top, we got another Larry Boa card. It's actually Boa's second card. First card all by himself. Looks nice. And we got Padres rookies. They're Mike Cuellar. Cuellar was a 20-plus game winner for several seasons. Wasn't that good with the Astros. Then he gets traded to the Orioles, and you can see that 70 season there, which is the season they won the World Series, 24-8. Pitched almost 300 innings. Not much of a strikeout guy, more of a control guy. Mickey Lolich, who was a little more of a strikeout guy, good left-handed pitcher. Had a great 68 World Series. Here we see the Orioles celebrating as they get to the World Series. And next we get another Oriole, or a reliever off of that team, Marcelino Lopez. And we've got a couple players that had careers after the Reds. Duffy with the Indians, Wilcox with the Tigers. We got a fiery manager and Billy Martin. Nice looking card. Great center, great corners. I like that. Our Martins have all been, it's our third Martin. They've all been really nice cards. Jerry Royce had some good years with the Pirates. It looks like we're getting really good on the condition here. And this is my third one of Gil Garrido, and all 3 have been poorly centered, so they must cut these cards somewhat the same. So not too many that I went through this time, and not, I guess, real high on the big stars again. But that's it for breaking. But if anybody wants to go through this, I'm going to also go through the 67 set just for fun, because I really like the set. Highlight some stars. So anybody hanging on, you're going to get a little peek at 67s. So what do we all got there? Whitey Ford, front page. Batty. Alston Howard. There was the MVP of 67, Orlando Cepeda. LK line. Rico Cartier. That's a neat color out of that card. All those Cardinals cards have great color. Tony Oliva. Rocket Flood. Don Drysdale, look at that one. Nice color on that card. Ron Santo. Big pictures in 71 really helped. You know, you just got that just little white border, and then the rest of it is all basically card. Mickey Lolich. There's Mike Cuellar, who we just saw there. He is back with the Astros. Boyer had some big years prior to that. Frank Robinson coming off his MVP Triple Crown year. First year with the Orioles there. Was 66, and the Orioles won the World Series, swept the Dodgers 4-0. Big pinch hitter there in Gates Brown. There's a Willie Stargell. Here come the World Series cards. And Palmer on that one. There's lefty, Steve Carlton. The youngster. He pitched in that 67 World Series. I always like this World Series card. Brooks Robinson. Looks like he's about 4 feet off the ground, jumping for joy after they win the World Series. Willie Davis was a good speedy center fielder. Leon Jones early in his career. Also, there's Willie Mays on the checklist. Weren't the checklist cards cool with that? Put a picture of somebody up there. Oh, I think we went through one of the blank spots here too. I missed. I took the Mickey Mantle. I just have a few that were graded, and I don't know. Graded cards are cool, but when you get sets and you get holes in the... Ooh, look at that Willie Mays up there. When it puts holes in your binder spots. Bob Gibson and Ernie Banks. Those are probably two of my favorite 67s. Ernie Banks, just great smile. Showed his love of the game. Gibson, that 67 season, that's the year he got hit by a line drive by Roberto Clemente, broke his leg, missed a bunch of the season, and then he comes back to the World Series and wins 3 games. I think one of them was a shutout. He had a bunch of strikeouts in the first game. Gibson won his first 8 World Series games. These leaders cards. So I guess Mike Cuellar still was good with the Astros when he's second in the league in ERA there. There's 4 Hall of Famers and 1 leader card. Koufax, Marichal, Gibson, and Gaylord Perry. That's a good one there. Aaron Clemente and Dick Allen. And then we get Aaron and Dick Allen again with Willie Mays. Flood, center fielder. There's the Hank Aaron card. Very nice. Big Frank Howard. That would be my favorite, 67, Lou Brock. Had a great World Series. Man, if you look back at some of the videos that are on YouTube, I know the 68, I don't remember if the 67 World Series there, but the 68, man, was he a hitter. He's known for his base running, but that guy crushed the ball too. Hit the ball hard to the gaps, over the fence, long home runs. Had like a 480-foot homer in one of those World Series. Sam McDowell threw super hard. Kitty Cat. Bud Harrelson ended up getting a fight with Pete Rose later in his career. The guy who gave up Hank Aaron's 715, Al Downing. Reggie Smith, really. Iron Man, Billy Williams is in the Hall of Fame. One of the best fielding center fielders of all time, Paul Blair, next to Gaylord Perry. Perry's in this Series 2, 71. Bob Uecker. Fergie, that's kind of the beginning of his 20-win-a-season run. He had 6 straight years. Pitching, winning 20 games. Joe Morgan, he's young there. Tug McGraw, Joe Torre. There's Yaz, that's his big year, 67. Triple Crown. that year. And to get that Triple Crown, he just finished so hot. Hit like 500 or something their last 8 games, and they needed those wins to get. There was like them, Detroit and Minnesota, all battling it out for the division. And Yaz, like in the final 2 games, goes 7 for 8. It's Catfish. I know had a bunch of RBIs, long homer, and there was the big pitcher from that Red Sox team that was in the World Series in '67. So he pitched their final game to get him to the World Series. So he couldn't pitch right away in the World Series, but he still pitched game 2. Ends up winning that one. I think he had a no-hitter going into like the 8th inning. He's only 24 years old then. He wins game 5, and then he comes back on like 2 days rest, pitches game 7, and just didn't have it anymore and lost to Bob Gibson in game 7. So there's the Jim Fregosi. Jimmy Wynn. Ball 4 writer, Jim Bouton. Clemente. Probably one of the not as great at Clemente cards as some of the other guys in 6-7. That Jim Northrup was cool. Danny McLean, there's real young, another real colorful Cardinal card. Nuxie, Hoyt William, Mays and McCovey. Pete Rose. Sutton. There's Dick Allen. And he had a first, you look at his stats, his first like 5 years in the league or so. Incredible. There's the other Nuxie, the newer Nuxie. Phil Negro. Willie Horton, big player on that Tiger 68. There's Killebrew. That the year Killebrew? No, it was the next year, the All-Star game, when he made a big stretch at first base, did the splits. Totally tore muscles. Had to be out for a while. Look at that. Right next to each other in card numbers are Jim Palmer and Tony Perez. And they're both, it's like a second-year card for Palmer and a third-year card for Perez. Both real young. Willie McCovey. Tim McCarver. A lot of you just probably know him from announcing, but he was a good catcher. Had like 13 triples one year, so he could actually run as a catcher. This is the year Tony Cloninger hit 2 grand slams in the same game. And he did it as a pitcher. Juan Marichal with the big leg kick. Very young. I think Larry Dirker was, he was a teenager, I know, on that card. Now we're getting, these are some of the, get to that mid-series. These are tougher, more expensive cards. Bill Mazeroski. And there, yep, here's 2 of the missing guys, so I gotta show you. I got there, it's Campaneris, Stevenson, some of the cards that I got graded. I bought them that way. When I used to buy graded cards like 20 years ago, I'd strip them out of the like the PSA or whatever they were graded as case. I wish I wouldn't have done that, but I did. Just so they could conform to my other cards. But in a way you can see it. Now we're into the high numbers here. Vada Pinson. There's Mark Belanger's first card. Might arguably one of the best, probably top 3 or 4 shortstops, fielding wise ever. Definitely not hitting wise. Jim Bunning, but that was a cool rookie card. And back to there's the Carew. Here's where Murray Wills goes. And then next page, I think we got a few more graded guys. Definitely not stars by any means, but yeah, it's like the biggest star I got there. The Seaver, which is a really nice card, probably one of my better 67 cards, is not graded. And then these are some of the guys that are. Rocco Calavito. Okay, now we're getting down to the end here. There's Squints. Rojas. Nonek Williams. Oh, there's one missing card too. That's my Brooks Robinson. And last page. A couple of my favorite cards there too. That Mike Shannon, I think, is just a cool, colorful card. Mickey Stanley as well. And they're also just really hard cards to get. These 67 high numbers, and those are single prints within the high numbers, which the Seaver is as well. And then that Red Sox team card, I think that is just cool too, just because that's their year until the 2000s that, you know, they didn't get to the World Series. So pretty cool. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging on that little extra bit, seeing all those 67s. We'll see you guys again next week. Bye.